everyone, Tracy here with Paper Closet Designs. In today's video I am featuring 4 new pop-up stand cards. If you'll remember, I've been doing these lately, and here are some Valentine cards that I did. There's our little fox and the birdhouse, and I've got some birthday ones that I've done and some others, but today we're going to focus on the new files that I've just created, and these are especially for St. Patrick's Day. So we're done with the past holidays. Let's jump in and do some St. Patrick's Day. I have 4 of them, and I will show you each one of them, how to assemble it, and I will put some chapters down below so that if you're just doing one specific one, you'll know what to do. Okay, you will need some glue and possibly a tape runner, one or the other. I like to use both, and that is about all that you need. On these, the paper that I'm using came from Michael's, but I've also used some of the gold foil cardstock that I also got at Michael's. I don't have a preference one or the other. I just happen to have a Michael's not too far from me, and so I use a lot of their paper. Let's go ahead and jump right in and get started. I'm going to slide these others out of the way. So let me show you what pieces come with your file. All of my pop-up stand cards have a printable that can go on the back, and that's no exception with these either. So our little printable says Leprechaun, Kisses, and Irish Wishes. Oh, these kind of got messed up. And then you'll have your stands. There's 3 stands. And your covers. You could cut these out of printed paper if you wanted to. And then your front piece, excuse me, is pretty simple. It just has your 2 shamrocks on there. The middle piece has your most pieces, most layers, and that is the leprechaun. And I'll show you how that goes together here in a second. I hope I have all the pieces and didn't drop anything on the floor. And then the last one is the rainbow. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We'll do the rainbow first. It's pretty easy. You're just going to put glue on the back of your rainbow pieces and glue them to the front of your back. Now I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to add my words first. And yes, I do have it printed on both sides because I made a mistake. I had to calibrate my machine. So there is the back. Leprechaun, Kisses, and Irish Wishes. Let's move that out. I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to start with my outer piece, which I cut out of red. You can do it any color. I did try and kind of keep these in rainbow order. You can do it out of any color you have. I'm going to just line that up right along the edge. And then we'll go with the next one, which is our orange. And this is, excuse me, this is why I like the little bottles, because it gets those edges without it like smearing all over the sides. Then we're going to do our yellow. Come on. And they just slip right in there. And then last but not least is we have our blue. All right, so there is your back piece ready to go. Now let's do the front piece just because it's pretty, well, actually I'm going to hold off on the front piece. We're going to do the middle piece next. So on your middle piece, you will have 2 hands, the feet, the shamrock that he's holding, the nose, which is kind of that half moon shape, his beard, the hat band, 2 smaller shamrocks, and then the buckle on the hat band. And this is what I cut out of that gold foil cardstock, but you could just do yellow or whatever you would like. And then the back, or the insert piece, the middle piece. So this piece needs to be cut from whatever color you want your leprechaun's hat and clothes to be. So I did it out of the light green. Now let's go ahead and build him up. The first thing we're going to do is add his feet. So I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. Make sure you can see this. I'm just going to set him right there. Then we're going to add his beard. And you can kind of see where his hat goes. This beard is going to go right along the bottom of the hat, and it just fits right along his body. You'll know right where to put it. And then we're going to put his nose on. And his nose just follows the curve of the beard. Next up is the hat band. And the buckle. I'm going to decorate his hat with a couple of these little shamrocks if you'd like to, or you can, excuse me, you can leave them off as well. And then we're going to have him hold the shamrock. So I'm just going to put the shamrock right on top of his beard. And then we'll add his little hands. Isn't he just the cutest? I think he's turned out really cute. Okay, so there is our little leprechaun. And then we're going to hold off on adding those 2 shamrocks to the front because I want to put the cover on first before I glue those on. So I'm going to take these and get them ready. And then we're going to find our 3 stands. And you will know from before, if you've done these before, there's 2 different sizes. There's 2 smaller ones and 1 taller one. And the taller one is your middle piece. So we're going to match the 2 middles. Just slide them together like that. Then place the back piece on there. And the front piece. Then we're going to lay it down and we're going to add the side pieces. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the side pieces are going to go in those slots. Whoops, I lost my middle piece. Until you get this all kind of glued down. There we go. Okay, now we're going to take this and put those side pieces on. Kind of line them up. These side pieces. Line them up. Make sure everything is fitting nice and tight. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, now we're going to lay it down and flip it to one side or the other. It doesn't really matter which direction you go, but we're going to flip it all to one direction. And then we're going to take these front tabs and we're going to bend them in the opposite direction. So I flipped my card to the left. I'm going to flip my tabs to the right. And we're just going to press them with our, we're just going to press them with our fingers. And then we're going to go ahead and glue those down. Oops, forgot to put glue there. Okay, now go ahead and glue your cover to the front of there. And now at this point, while it's all laying flat, now I'm going to go ahead and add my shamrocks. And the reason I did that last was because they're going to kind of overlap that cover piece just a little bit. Perfect. Now we're going to flip it over. And this time we're going to fold it in the opposite direction. So we're going to take it and flip it to the right. And now we'll take these tabs and we're going to bend them towards the left. This is probably the only confusing part of these cards, and it's not really confusing once you've done it once or twice. They go together really quick. They're super easy to do. They fit in an A2 sized envelope. And they're just so fun. Okay, once we've got that covered, or flipped over, sorry, now we're going to take our back cover piece. And these are the same size. The cover pieces are the same for the front and the back, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to go ahead and cover that over there. And there you have your little Leprechaun pop-up slide card. Isn't he, or stand card, excuse me, pop-up stand card. He's standing in front of the rainbow, holding your shamrocks, and then you flip it over. Leprechaun kisses and Irish wishes. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This is our pot of gold, and I will show you the files or the pieces that are included in this file. You have your back. It says you are a treasure. You'll have your 3 stands, your 2 covers. Your front piece again has the shamrocks. The middle stand is the pot of gold, and I'll show you those pieces. And then the back is the rainbow, and it goes together just like the last one, although it has a little shamrock that we're going to put on it. So let's go ahead and slide these pieces off to the side. Going to add, so flip this over. It's perfectly symmetrical, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to flip this over and put tape on it. And again, I have printing on the back, but it's going to be hidden, so it's fine. And they're just going to line that right up there with a little bit of shadow showing on it. Okay. Flip it over, and we're going to start with the outer piece. And I did these with the same color combo that I did the other one. However, I did this one with more of a muted colors than the darker colors. So well, these are kind of the darker colors too, I guess. I'll show you on the next ones that I did the more muted colors. I did not get that right up to the top where it needs to go. So we're going to pull that off before the glue sets. My watch keeps dinging, and I've been telling me my storage is almost full. So I was watching that and not what I was doing. Okay, that's much better. Let's add a little bit more glue to this one. I really like these cards. They go together so quickly, and they're just a lot of fun. And you can set them out and display them, or the receiver can set them out and display them. Which just makes it an overall great gift. And the little back has a place to sign your name. Perfect little cards. They're fun for the kids, they're fun for the grown-ups. Okay, there's our rainbow. Next up is the pot of gold, and this one is pretty simple. There's only 3 pieces. There's the pot, the gold, and then the brim on the pot. The gold I cut using gold cardstock or foil cardstock that I got at Michael's. So all we're gonna do, oh, whoops, let me go back. We also have a little shamrock that goes on our rainbow right up here in the top. Whoops, okay. Now I'm going to just add some glue to my pot. And line it up. Okay, then we're going to take our gold, and this could be cut from, if you had glitter paper, that'd be kind of cool. If you had just regular cardstock, that will work too. All I'm going to do is put glue on this bottom piece, not up by the gold pieces, because those don't have anything to stick to. And then we're just going to line that up right like that. I thought that would be easier than gluing a whole bunch of little pieces on there, is to do it this way. I do try and keep the cards as simple as we can. I like to have the detail, but I also like them to be simple. Okay, so there is your pot of gold. So cute. And then we've got our front piece. We're going to take those 2 shamrocks and lay them to the side for just a minute. I think I'm out of the camera. I tried a different setup today, but now I have to remember to stay inside the camera frame. Okay, so we've got our middle piece, our middle stand. The stands that go on the bottom actually have the slits cut up out of the top. So we're going to take this, the middle piece, and we're going to take our middle piece on the stands, and we're just going to match those up. Put the back piece on there. Put the front piece on there. And lay them down, and let's add the 2 side stands. Oh, come on. This is the other reason I like to glue those covers on, is because you can tell that these cards will tip over and the sides will fall off of them if you don't put that stand or the cover on them. The cover just kind of helps keep everything in place. All right, so there we go. Now you could leave your card just like this if you wanted to. Of course, you'd put the clovers on and just leave it like that with this stand showing, which is kind of a cool effect. But I like to put the covers on because it holds everything together a little bit better, I think. So we're going to push this down. We're going to make it flat, and we're going to have everything kind of pointing to the left. Make sure all of the stands, the bottoms, are all even right along there. Okay, then we're going to take these flaps that are pointing to the left, and we're going to fold them so that they're pointing to the right. And keep everything lined up along the bottom. That's probably the most important part, is lining everything up along the bottom. Okay, so once those are folded, we're going to go ahead and glue that down. and then take our cover piece and we're going to glue it to the front. And this looks like when I cut it, I have a little nick in it. So I'm actually going to put that towards the back. I think I just nicked it a little bit. I will double check the file, but I think it's just been nicked because I didn't notice it until just now. Okay, so now that that is on there, we can go ahead and add those little clovers. Let's flip it over. Again, make sure everything is lined up there on the bottom. And now we're going to flip it in the opposite direction. So I'm flipping it to the right, and now I'm going to take these tabs and flip them towards the right. Make sure everything lines up nice and smooth, and then go ahead and glue them down. Okay, then we're going to take this piece, and I want to show you what I'm talking about. There's a little notch right in there. I will double check the file and make sure that this is cutting smoothly. I think I just must have nicked it, or I was using scrap paper, so maybe I got too close to something that had already been cut. But I will double check it. Your file will be fine. Okay, and then we're going to just lay that on there. There is our little card. Whoops. Perfect. There's our little pop-up card with a pot of gold. Folds flat to mail it. Pops up. When you flip it over, it says, "You are a treasure." On to the next one. This is our St. Patrick's Day gnome card, and instead of the rainbow, it actually has a large shamrock in the back. So let me show you what pieces are included in this. Again, we have our two stand pieces. The back that says Happy St. Patrick's Day. The front, there's our stands first. The front has the shamrocks again. Our gnome. And then the back with the shamrock. So let's go ahead and set that to the side and flip it over. And then we're going to take our shamrock that has our printable on it. And I do want to show you that they're actually pointing in the opposite direction. That's because this is for the front of the card and this is for the back of the card. Let's turn that over. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And then we're going to put this one on. I think I keep getting out of the camera view. And these last two cards I've done with more subtle shades of green. I really like bright and bold. That's just kind of the color that I'm drawn to. And so most of my projects are with really bright and bold colors. But I decided to step out of my comfort zone a little bit and use some more softed, muted colors. And we'll see how we like it. Okay, so here's our little gnome. And we have a hat, and his nose and his hands. We also have the mustache and the beard, a shamrock and his feet, and then the middle stand piece. And this you'll need to cut out of whatever color you want your gnome's clothes and hats to be. So I used the darker green. My glue's starting to dry up a little bit here. Okay, so now we're going to add the feet first. And then we're going to add the beard. And I designed this so that it would still look cute, but it would match up really well. So you kind of have some little points here on the side. That's what you're going to line up your beard with. And the point of the beard should just go right down by the feet. Okay, then let's take his nose, which is kind of the half circle or moon shape. We're going to put it right on the top. Whoops, yeah, we need his mustache. Whoa, his mustache goes on next, sorry. See, you get to watch all my mistakes and then you don't do them. I'm going to line up the mustache. Then we're going to take the nose and just line it up with the edge of the beard and kind of centered over his nose, just like that. Okay, then we're going to take the hat brim. And it goes right over the top of the nose, just like that. And we can add our little shamrock to the top of the hat. And then his little hands. And they just go right there on the cutouts. And he's done. And then we have our stand, or our front piece, ready to go. So we're going to pull those off. Find our middle piece. It's the taller one. And let's line those up. And I'm actually going to try doing this a little bit different. Let's see. Let's add all three of the middle stands. Okay, set it down. Now we can add the back piece. There we go. And the front piece. Okay, and then again, you can leave it like this, glue on your shamrocks and leave it like this with the stand, or we can put the covers on it. One thing I want to show you, and I think I did this with the birthday card, but I'm not sure, is these pieces are all interchangeable. So if I wanted to do, say, the Leprechaun instead of the gnome, but having in front of the shamrock, these pieces are just interchangeable. So I could just move those about. Same with the pot of gold. If I wanted the pot of gold in front of the shamrock, or I wanted the gnome in front of the rainbow, they're all interchangeable. And not just with the St. Patrick's Day cards, but all of the cards. So birthday cards, if there was a cute one with the birthday that you wanted to interchange, you could. Valentine's, if you wanted to take your birdhouse and put it in front of a shamrock and add shamrocks to it, you could do that. They're all interchangeable. Now that is only with my cards. If you find a designer that has different cards, theirs may not fit the way that mine do. Okay, so now that we've got this ready to go, let's put our cover on. I'm going to push everything flat and have it facing the left-hand side. And then make sure everything on the bottom lines up nice and straight. Let's take these 3 tabs and we're going to fold them and turn them to the right. There are no score lines, but they fold really nice. And then we can go ahead and glue them down. this thing off. It's while it's laying flat, we're going to cover our front piece with the cover. And I did mention in one of the other ones, if you weren't watching it, these front pieces would be fun cut out of your pattern paper. Let's flip it over. Now we're going to take it and rotate it to the right side. And now we'll take these tabs and flip them so that they are pointed towards the left. Make sure everything is nice and flat. There we go. And then let's just glue those down. And take our cover. Cover that up. Make sure everything is even on the bottom. And I forgot to glue my little clovers to the front, so let's do that. All right, isn't he just cute? There is our little St. Patrick's Day gnome. Fold him flat, put him in an envelope. You can pop him up to display. When you turn it over, Happy St. Patrick's Day. There's plenty of room for you to write your little to from or a sentiment. So cute. Okay, last one. This is our lucky horseshoe. And this one is a little bit different in that it has flowers instead of the shamrocks on the front. So we have our back piece, says wishing you a lucky day. The 3 stands. The 2 covers. Our front piece. And this one is a little bit larger or taller than the ones with the shamrocks, but you could again exchange it if you wanted those flowers in front of your images. You could do that instead. Okay, so that is your front piece. It has 3 flowers and the 3 flower centers. I'm going to slide those off. I put this on a gray mat hoping it would show up better, and it's hard to grab hold of. We have our middle piece and we have our back piece. So let's go ahead and add that bigger piece, that bigger shamrock to the front. And flip it over and add our back shamrock, or the shamrock with the saying on it, to the back. Wishing you a lucky day. There is our back piece. Middle piece on this one is super, super easy. You will cut it out of whatever color you want to show through your dots. I did the darker green. Again, my horseshoe I cut from the the foil cardstock that I got at Michael's. You could cut it out of anything. Glitter would be fun, or just yellow, gray, black, whatever color you want that horseshoe to be. And it is a lucky horseshoe. Okay, pretty simple. And then we have our front, but we are going to add those on after we do the cover. So I'm going to slide those off. And then we'll go ahead and build this card up and let it stand. So let's start with our two middle pieces. I'm going to try and do all the middles first. I think that was a little bit easier. Now we can go ahead and add our back. Oops, missed that last slot. There we go. And add our front. Okay, let's go ahead and lay it down. Again, we're going to push everything so that it's pointed towards the left side. I'm going to make sure that the bottom is all lined up. And then we're going to take these flaps and turn them to the right. And then glue them down. Go ahead and take our cover piece. And now we can add those little flowers. So I'm going to start with the biggest one. And they are cut so there's a little bit of a shadow right behind them. Add the center. And then the two smaller ones are the same size, so it doesn't matter which you put where, which one you put where, they are the same size. And you will want a glue that dries clear. Okay, and there is our lucky horseshoe. Let's turn it over. This time we're going to flip it to the right. Make sure everything is still lining up on the bottom. And now we're going to turn those tabs to the left. Right, there we go. Glue those down. I hope you will give these cards a try if you haven't already. Like I said, I have a bunch of different ones, different holidays, birthdays. I've got some spring ones coming out. Just lots and lots of fun. Wedding ones, all kinds of fun ideas. Cover that up. Wishing you a lucky day. And there you go. I do have a couple of videos showing you how to use the sentiments to do them as a print and cut in either Cricut or Silhouette. I also have videos, or those videos also include ways to change the sentiment if you don't necessarily like that and want to do something else. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you will give these little new pop-up stand cards a try. They are just a lot of fun. Please hit subscribe down below, give me a thumbs up, and have a great day.